Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday to all of you. Well, Saturday, Sunday, whichever day you watch us. But I'm gonna try to put a video out once a week. But you know how that goes. That doesn't always mean it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna try. We've had a very interesting week. Sunday, Sunday's chaotic for us. And if anything's gonna go wrong, it is on Sunday. Because Sunday we go to church, we get up and we go and everything, and that's when all chaos seems to happen. Well, last Sunday it went pretty smooth. This week, our mother-in-law, Mrs. Kelly, will not be coming with us to church. She's going has a thing, I don't know how you want to say it, somewhere, that she can't make it this Sunday. There we go. She can't make it this Sunday. So we're all going to be riding in one car. Hopefully all will be in the Jeep and head off to church together. Now, I say that because that will be very awkward for us. We never all end up in the same vehicle. Well, and I take that back too. When we lived in Missouri, we would end up once in a while riding in the same car. But we've always had so many different routes we were going. Arkansas, I was teaching Sunday school, or I was out working because I worked a job where I was home for 2 weeks and then I'd be gone for 2 weeks. So Sonda would have to drive herself, or I'd be teaching Sunday school and she'd be coming in for choir practice. So we all be going 2 cars. So it's the way it goes. So that'll it'll be a little awkward tomorrow, but it'll be all right. But Mrs. Kelly will be missed tomorrow. I pick on her something awful. She's a wonderful mother-in-law, but I just wouldn't be a son-in-law if I didn't pick on her. And don't let her fool you, she picks back. So, yeah, she won't be with us tomorrow. But anyhow, let's move on with that subject. Monday was a pretty quiet day also. Tuesday was a little bit of a rougher day. I was getting ready for my treatments and everything, and I have to go in, get things done. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Friday. That was yesterday. Anyhow, Friday, it was a little bit rough because I am going to go out of order today. So if that doesn't confuse you, nothing will. Anyhow, so I had to go Friday to do my blood work, weight, and all that, because that decides the type, how much of the medicine to give you, the therapy medicine, and all that wonderful junk. And then I'll do that treatment on Tuesday, which is wonderful, because after that treatment, I have one more, and then I'm off for 3 months. And I am looking forward to it. This has been a rough cycle. And but anyhow, then praise the Lord for it, right? And then Tuesday was a pretty quiet day, just normal things that needed to be done. And do you ask about the jungle, you might ask? The jungle is still there. I think it was Tuesday. I went out and weed eated a little bit, and that was that. That's all the farther we got. And I think I showed you the video of that. No, I didn't. I don't know. I'll have to check. But that's all I got done because it rained the rest of the week. And it's been very hot and humid, like a mugginess after it rains. And that's so unusual. Usually it's not that. It's like hot, but you can handle it, Here it's been so scorching hot and rainy and very muggy, I guess you can say. And there is definitely, well, you've seen pictures of our jungle. It is definitely growing just fine. And our wonderful landscaped bushes that go around the back of the house, in the side and the front of the house, they make beautiful trees. I don't know what I'm gonna do about them. Oh my goodness. I just don't know how I'm gonna get a anyhow, that's another story in itself. So then Wednesday was a quieter day. When I say quieter, a lot of these times I'm either doing my Bible reading, devotion, or something, a book I'm reading. And these are all things that I'm doing, and I'm in my office. Now, I'm in there right now, and you might think, oh, he's got an office, da 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 da. Well, I do have an office, but it's actually a room the gentleman that owned the house before us made that's under the porch. So it's kind of neat under the front porch. So it is, but it's not. But it is my office, and to me it means a lot. As you can see there, Navy is on that door. That is what the Navy guy had, and I don't know if you can see behind me all the boat ropes that go up the side of the wall there. See, there we go. And that was all his doing. But one thing, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Close your eyes. I'm going to turn the camera around. This big old military desk he has in here. I think he left that for me for the simple fact is they couldn't get it out of the room. So that is my office. Now I have like 2 file cabinets. I mean, this is just like the perfect office. I mean, I even have, I'm going to turn it around one more time. I have right there a workbench, a work table in my office. I mean, what more could you want, right? Well, then, okay, I got that in a good spot. You can see that. If I can push it shut there a little bit. He had this big Navy letters on the one side of the cabinet there. And there's no way to get it off without making marks and stuff on the cabinet. Well, on this side, there was nothing. And when we moved in, I had that U.S. Army sticker. My daughter, I mean, we were trying to figure out where to put it. And my daughter said, put your Army sticker up there. I'm like, that's not too bad. So that's exactly what I did. So house was owned by a Navy man. Now it's owned by an Army man. Anyhow, if you're in the military, you'll understand. We like to pick on each other. But when it comes down to it, we're there for each other. So each branch is there for each other. So that was Wednesday. Oh, and before I forget, I have a beautiful thing my wife got me one year. And she spent a long, long time of putting this together. And then she had it framed for me. And I just haven't figured out where I want to put this. You'll figure out I'm a history buff. I just love history. Not so much battles, but time periods and what people went through during that time period and what life was like during that time period. Well, my wife put this puzzle together and then she had it framed for me. I'm gonna turn you around one more time and hopefully you can see. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna turn you around. You can see this beautiful picture. Let me back up some so you can see it all. But it shows you there. That's a puzzle. That is just so awesome. And coming back up. Ah, there you go. I'll figure all that out. I use my phone, but I don't know how yet to figure out how to reverse it, because for some reason my keys don't allow me, or I just haven't figured it out yet. So I haven't figured out where I'm gonna put that, if I'm gonna hang it in my office or I'm gonna hang it out there in the family room. So I just have to decide what I'm gonna do. Just haven't got there yet. It's been 4 years, so I better get moving on that. But anyhow, that is where we're at. And we watched a video yesterday. I am big at watching videos because I like to see what other people are doing on YouTube. And, you know, I'm really beginning to like this because I get to talk to all of you and hopefully you enjoy it too. If not, well, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But as you can see here on my desk, I just have tons of notes and index cards trying to get ready for an exam, which, you know, I haven't passed that thing yet. The last time, though, I was like right on the verge of the line of passing. So I was only probably like 3 questions, 5 at the most, off of passing that exam. So I guess it's a testing point to see what I want to do, if I really want to start this or not. But I better, because I'm already halfway through the program. I wish you all were here to help me what I ever was thinking of going back to school for my master's program. Oh, with the treatments and things I'm taking, it's been very rough. But I'm sure God has a plan for it. And as you can see, my desk is a wonderful mess. And, but that's just the way it is. Yesterday was a good day. It was Friday. It was a very quiet day. Now, mind you, I have not gotten out there and done anything with the jungle because it just rained and rained. And I just don't know. You know what I am going to probably end up doing is calling someone and paying them to come out and take care of this yard, because this year it's just not happening. So we got that to take care of. Oh, and today was a day we've been getting everything ready. My daughter is going to camp here tomorrow. That ought to be interesting, but that's a story in a second. What was I saying before I got sidetracked there? Anyhow, oh well. Today, Saturday, yes, we in the living room, we went and we moved some things around. I don't know if you can see my tablet. I'm going to try to put it down to where you can see what I'm working on. Okay, so in our house, you come to our front porch. Here's our front, well, okay, so you come in the door right here. Then you have the staircase going up to the second floor right here. Then you have a small little foyer right there. And from the foyer, you go back and there's the kitchen. Well, here they have made the dining room. At least that's what they told us it was. And then back here you have a long room that they call the living room. Well, the front windows, the long pane windows, picture window, there we go, is right there. So what we are planning on doing is taking our living room furniture, making the dining room that they said was the dining room, the living room, and making that big square room our dining room. Oh, so that will make a huge difference. So that's a goal. That's one of our goals to do. So anyhow, we have 2 dogs. And like we've said before, we have Cassie, who's our mountain dog. Beautiful, wonderful, nervous McGurva. Then we have Daisy, who is our golden retriever. I love her. She's going to be 5 in December, and she still jumps up on my lap and just lays there and lets me pet her. But she does have an attitude problem. She will tear up furniture if she doesn't get her way. So we have an old tore up couch in our living room. Well, now it's just to the point it needs to go. So I have to figure out how to get it through the backyard to the back of the garage for the garbage men to take it. So I'll have to do like I did once before with a recliner and break it into pieces and get it out that way. But anyhow, we were rearranging there and taking out bookshelves, and I had to screw behind our bookshelf. There was an outlet that had all these wires coming out of. What they did is they took the outlet. Let me see if I have one in my desk that I can show you here. They had, I don't see any here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here it is, okay? This part was all cut out, and then you just had the frame sticking on the wall like that. But it wasn't sticking on the wall. It was just hanging there on the weight of this on the wires. So I ended up pushing it up and put in a screw here and a screw here, and we moved the bookshelves down here into the family room, except for one for the TV. We left it there to hold the equipment for the television. So I could have filmed all that today. I didn't think about it till afterwards. So I'm learning. So then this evening, because Winona's, my daughter, is going to camp tomorrow, we played some Clue. We got some games the other week at Barnes & Noble's with books also, because it's a role model. We can't leave without a book. That's the purpose of going. Well, of course, that never stopped my family. We all love to read. And so we got Clue, and we played Clue. We all love it, so it was good. It was nice having that time together, because tomorrow evening we drive my daughter to camp. You know, God teaches us that we are not supposed to worry, and God never promises us another day. And as a parent, and any of you out there that are parents, you know you worry about your child and you pray for your child. It just goes with the territory. And if you ever run into someone that is a parent and they say it gets easier once they move out, they lied. Lie. Because our son is 20, has a career, has his own place, lives across the country. Are you listening to what I'm saying? He lives across country. I think we worry and we pray more for him than when he was, and harder than what he was as a kid. I don't know if that's just because, now he's his own man, and your love and your guidance and your training is over. We don't get to train him anymore. What we have given him, it's for him to use and for his yes or no. He makes his own decisions, and you just want to rope him in. But he's got to make his own choices. So you pray harder and you worry more. So just remember that. But anyhow, back to the camp situation. I know I'm rambling, but we're getting there, okay? So if I start crying in the next video, you know why. But anyhow, she's going to camp. This is her first time, and it's worry us, it's rough on us too, because she's going to be gone a week. And we don't know if she's going to like it or not like it. But she's going. She's excited, nervous, and everything else. And it's the same with us. Especially since all those poor kids and families that are going through what has happened in Texas. And so kind of made us worry a little bit, should we let her go to camp? And then, it's like, we'd be wrong if we didn't. That's showing maybe we don't trust God as much as we thought we did. So we're sending her. We go tomorrow, and the hard part is it's like an hour and a half drive there. So we have to pretend like we're okay, let her go, and she'll be good to go. She will. She'll have fun. But if you can remember, keep her in your prayers, I remember my times at camp, and it was so much fun. And so it'll be nice. A girl from our church is going. It's a friend of hers, so that'll be nice. At least she'll have someone she knows. And but you make lifelong friends sometimes at camp, and the messages she'll hear and the things she gets to do, and it'll just be a fun time for her. So anyhow, that's where we're at with that. So, and pray for me that I make it okay, because, when our son moved away for his job, we helped moved him out there, and we stayed about a week with him. Well, then it was time for us to go home, and we all said our goodbyes and everything, and I went out to the car, and I'll be real with you, I cried like a baby. I sobbed. Oh my. And of course he he came out to the car and gave him a hug, and I still cried like a baby. But anyhow, it got better though. You know, once we started down the road, we were okay, but it's the fact of life. They grow up, and they grow up fast. You just, one day they're a child. Next day you're arguing and punishing your child because they haven't cleaned their bedroom. And then the next thing you know, they're off to college. Then they graduate, and then they're gone. I mean, what's up with that? But anyhow, that's just the way it goes. And we told our daughter the other day, she was at soccer camp. I'll try to add that to the video. Here she was in a full-length, like summer suit type thing with a sweatshirt tied around her waist and her high tops on and a hat and nothing for soccer. But of course it's style over comfort at that age. So kind of have to remember that. And I told her, you know, we remind her that, yeah, you might see a lot of your friends' parents out there on the field and doing things, and you just see your parents sitting there watching you. And yeah, we're in the sidelines. It's not because we don't love you, and it's not because we don't want to be right there with you. It's because we're about 20 years older than your friends' parents are. So there's a little bit of a difference there. We were older when she came around. Do we regret that? Absolutely not. Yeah, we can't get out there and do some things that younger parents do. But you know what? It doesn't matter a hill of beans how old you are. It really doesn't. Because if you love your child, you nourish your child in the Lord, it's all right. So that's just how our week has went so far. Now we start a new week tomorrow. Might be a little bit of a rough start, but it will work out. I must tell you, we lived away when we first were married, and Mr. and Mrs. Kelly, her parents, would come and visit us, and now I see how heavy their hearts were when they had to leave, so, and head back home. But it's gonna get better, and it is getting better, because we're moving into a new season in life, and it's just the way it is. And we're gonna enjoy it. We're already enjoying it. So, and we have reached that stage in our life where we're over 40. It's all about comfort from here on out. So, anyhow, thank you for listening to me ramble. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate with us. So, and others, well, should give you some food of thought for when you get to this point of life. Or if you're beyond our point of life, you can look at us and be like, you whippersnappers, you still don't get it. So, okay, well, if you like these videos, hit the like and share. It helps us out. And till next time, you take care. Oh, and don't forget, before I forget, if tomorrow, Tea for Jesus, if you see it on YouTube, Tea for Jesus, make sure you watch it. She does pretty good. She's in Daniel, and it's a good devotional. Okay, well, remember, if you like this video, like and subscribe and share. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.